Jay here, and this is tournament results for the tournament on 12/27/25 featured by Sky and Sand and Vesk. They held a tournament. It was open invite, anybody could join. We had, I think, 14 participants, had a couple people back out last minute due to holiday season and stuff. But anyway, we're going to touch on everything and just kind of glance over stuff real quick. And then I'll feature what happened in the tournament. I'll show brackets and we'll go over the couple games I played, because I was forced to participate. I did not want to. I told Vesk from the beginning, I was like, I'm not interested in this. And he's like, no, but it's a bro moment. You have to do this for me. It's my first tournament. And I was like, okay. So I just gave in, and so I did it. So obviously our most predominant showing was from Ultramarines. There was a fuck ton of Guilliman. There was 12% Space Wolves, 10% Tau, 12% Imperial Guards, that's IG, 12% for Genestealer Cults, 10% Dark Angels, and a small showing of a few other things, such as Orcs, Necrons, Sisters. Orcs was also 2.5% or something like that, so small showing of other things as well. And we'll kind of go from there and kind of glance over it. We have a small showing of Lotharius, 5%. Medrial, Morven, this is some Asmodai games, 7% Dinklers, pretty notable. The main thing on this list you really need to pay attention for is the 7% Stormcaller, 7% Dinkler, and the 14% Verbute Guilliman. Everybody here pretty much agreed Verbute was the best general for Ultramarines, so I figured I would throw out these exact percentages so you can see what the things were. The format that we played in is we brought 3 decks. We could play them in any order. We flipped a coin. First player would go first. The loser would go second and then go first. So like if you went first, the next game you'd go second. And then on the third game, you'd go first again. So that's how we did it this time around. I'm pretty sure that's subject to change. I think players are going to be given the choice whether they want to go first or second. But anyway, that's the way we did it this time around. There were brackets introduced, which I will show in a minute. We played best of 3, and it was single elimination, which is, I am also not a fan of single elimination. I prefer Swiss-style tournaments with rounds, and then once it's at like top 8 or top 4, after like 4 or 5 rounds, 3, 4, 5 rounds, then you cut to top 8, top 4, and then you do single elimination for that. That's how I prefer to play, but then again, I'm a longtime Magic the Gathering player, so anyway. With that being said, here are your brackets. Brackets presented. Big thing here is that there's a notable show of YouTubers. You have Suke, there is the Ecclesiarch, Jachem Silverblade, and some other notable players that are very good too. There's Lizard King Edge, top 50 player. A few of these other guys are top 50 players too. I mean, there's Stelma in there, for Christ's sake. There's just, it's a really pretty stacked tournament. It's very good. Tournament organizers played. I don't know if they will in the future, but we were lacking people, so we had to commit those guys as well, but that is fine. As you can clearly see through brackets, I made it to Grandfinals, where I lost to the Ecclesiarch 2-1. We will be covering those games, but first, I just kind of wanted to show a small montage of what the earlier rounds looked like. So I will be doing that. And then we will go over and talk about, I guess we can talk about it now. So on the way, the Ecclesiarch went 2-0 through the entire series until he hits Grandfinals, where he loses a game to me. So I just want to say, AM busted, by the way. My AM slammed him on game 1. I wouldn't say slam. It was actually pretty close, but... yeah, just play AM, guys, for real. It's good. Everybody hates on it. Oh, it's B tier. Oh, it's A tier. No, bro. I think it's S. They're good. Up and coming, they work so well against everything, especially with the Guilliman heavy meta. You guys know my opinion on Guilliman, and I have shown many accounts of me slamming many a top player with Astra Militarum versus Guilliman, so just a good matchup. As you can see, the top 4 cuts were the Ecclesiarch, Jachem Silverblade, Zwaxis, our resident GSC expert, and myself. And then we go on to Grandfinals, where it was me versus the Ecclesiarch. So here are some recaps of my round of, I guess, 16 and round of 8, and we will be looking at that before we go any further. So here we are in Grandfinals. I'm pretty confident in this matchup. Our hand looks pretty stellar too. We don't run Vengeance for Cadia. We picked it up off the first of the talents, so I'm just going to stack that behind for later. I think we're taking shock troops here. Part of me wants to take Valkyrie drop, but I don't think I need it. Thermal weaponry is kind of dead in this matchup, so I don't think I'll need that at all. Shock troops is definitely the answer. Yeah, I tried to take it physically very slow in this game, so I could kind of try and make less mistakes. Stoma says I play fast a lot of times, and it's not bad to play fast. It just means you have a lot of instinct when playing card games, but playing fast also enables you to lose out on opportunities to see things that you may not see before or make incorrect plays. After all, time is a resource, just like life and energy and cards in your hand. It is just another resource that you can spend. You can go to 15 seconds every turn if needed, if you feel like you were really thinking this out. Here, I'm going to place the ping instead of attacking. We're technically losing 1 damage, but we are keeping a Vanguard unit in place. Throw out the ranged attack with Ursula, because we all know range is superior. And then Tim does his job. Spawned him. Okay, we kind of expected something like this to happen eventually. Alright, Spondum's going to clear off our troops, even Tim. That's a big rip. We don't want Tim to go goodbye. Here, Hellfire Pit. Interesting. Burns the defense card, dealing 3 damage to this. So we got a pretty stacked Vengeance for Cadia here. I kind of want to play the Rattling, range attack one of the troops, and get it off the field. Part of me also wants to full throttle a unit out here too. Just a choice. What are we deciding here? Are we going to full throttle the troop? Too late for the Rattling now. So it's either Cadia stands or we're full throttling a troop. Full throttle does come down. Gonna throw out the Taurox Prime. I chose this because Possessed Marine would be dealing 3 damage to it, the Spondum unit would be dealing 1, and his troop would deal 2. So 1, 2, 3 equals, or be dealing 1, so that's 5 damage. He would have to be giving a Dark Pact and getting an attack buff to make it count, which still spends 2 of his energy for his turn. I thought it was pretty worthwhile to make this decision. Here, we do see the We Have Death Guard at Home. That's basically what this equates to. Where to go from here? I kind of like deploying Rattling. Double ping, attack face is the first thing that comes to mind, and then we can talent on top. We do double deploy the Tempest Scions. Rattling comes down, thinking about this one. Tim 2? Or do we want to play Cadia stands? Ooh. Even just going to opt for this to save a ping. That's kind of smart. So we're saving a ping this way. A stun mechanic, if you will. Saving a duty activation. Out comes the Cadia stands. We foresaw that. We have a pretty full board.
I was looking at the soundboard, and when I click on the add sound effect, apparently anyone can just do add sounds to the soundboard.
I do have to kind of blur this out.
Okay, but let's not speak here because this is...
The only thing we got off that was the Shock Trooper activation coming out from Cadia's stands. You'll have to forgive me. One small little blur. One more time. Alright, now with all that out of the way, hopefully you can forgive the people bouncing in and out of Discord. As you saw, my phone battery went pretty low. I hit 15% during this, but didn't charge it. Was too focused. We do have this troop that we need to deal with somehow. So we're going to stun, saving that activation. Here comes a ranged attack. Get a proc from Rattling, and then Rattling will finish it off. Now we have a full 7 energy to deal with and a full board. Just going to deploy the Chimera. After we deploy the Chimera, we can attack face now because we have 1 armor. Deploy the second Tim of the game, or the first Tim? I think this is the first one. Anyway, Tim the Servo. Say hello, everyone. Opponent looking kind of dire on life. We are even. Going to give vulnerable to everything and go invul for a turn. I did not know this. And this is interesting to me, but apparently if they are invulnerable and you stun them with a mechanic like it's a Scion shot or something, a Scion duty ability, or like this with concussive, because this is what I thought, because I remember back in the day people could be invulnerable and you could stun them with Erica talent, and that made sense to me. So I thought I could do the same here. So I do pick up this and decide to give this troop Tim on the sacrifice mission to stun him, thinking I would stun him for next turn so he could not attack. And then I deployed. And then hopefully next turn I could just Cadia stands and win. Or Vengeance for Cadia and win. It's kind of what I thought. But apparently, even though like we did the concussive on the troop, he's not concussed. I can see the green line moving, so I was very confused. It makes no sense why Erica talent can stun invulnerable targets such as Saint Celestine, and it makes no sense why this does not. Just very, very... Maybe they have to take damage for it to be stunned? I don't know. It's the only thing I think. Get extremely lucky here on the rolls, but it doesn't matter. We have far more than enough. Just counting one more time in my head, following through. But yeah, AM, pretty good if I had to say so myself. Just waiting for animations, I suppose. But yeah, apparently he had been undefeated 2-0 throughout the entire tournament. That was the guy that took a game off him. Feels special, man. He's a good player, so I expect nothing less. Into game 2. I felt okay about this too. I thought that this felt promising. Getting a game up, obviously, you feel good. I still did not think I was going to win, but I thought this game would be close. I don't think GSC has the best matchup against Black Legion, but it is a matchup. That is for sure. There was a couple options, and I might have misplayed at a point or two in this game, and I will point it out when. I think it's the Gilliman game mainly, but there were a couple questionable decisions. Here, I'm just going to draw a troop. Makes the most sense to me. Get the Neophyte Trooper. Draw a troop, get a Trooper. Interesting. End the turn. Nothing else we want to do. Definitely not going to coin out or Alien Idol out this Jackal. He's going to draw 2 cards. Take note of how many packs he gets. 1 and 2, so he did get 2 off that. Needs to know. I think Biophagus is the best play here. Could also opt to play Clandestine Operation into Alien Idol into Talent, if I wanted to, but I think this preventing him from wanting to play a 4 is pretty useful. Hopefully this will deter him at least a little bit. It deters him enough to play it, so that's good. I think Abaddon's not really on a timetable, though, so much as other Warlords are. The 40 HP really goes a long way. So, alright. I thought about casting Genomic Enhancement here. I really, really don't like those. I'm going to throw out the clandestine operation, cult propaganda. Hopefully this will put him off his 5. There are quite a few powerful 5s. And then we're just going to draw a troop on top of that, get a familiar. Going to take a peek with the jackal. See what we can find. We know he has 2 dark packs. We do find the Spondum in his hand also. So I think we're picking that. Cult propaganda could have been an option too, but I think Spondum for the later game's probably better. Now the idea here was to have 1 troop on the board afterwards, so that I may cast my Neophyte Icon Bearer and get a maybe 1, 2, or 3 initiates off of it. However, this thing hits the field, which is terrifying, as always. And all of a sudden, I'm in a lot of problems. Dark Pact, we knew that was coming. He has 1 more of those in his hand. I hear my cat. Awesome. She has been missing me. We are going to deploy the Metamorph Icon Bearer, I believe. Thought about summon the cult. Definitely don't want to rip that yet. Was thinking of an initiate play I could make here, trying to ping that down off the board. We have it at 4. All we need to do is get... so what, could we play Flanker here into the Summon the Cult? Yeah, we could play the Neophyte Trooper into Summon the Cult, but no, instead I go for the ping route instead. Definitely should have done that. I feel this is a heavy misplay. Especially rolling 1 right there. Here we're going to pray to get 2, but I don't think it's going to happen anyway. See what we do get. Just troops. Do get the double ping here. And I am going to take some face damage to get this out of here. Put this to 1. So, if it trades, it trades. That's fine with me. He does have another Abaddon's Chosen in hand, so keep that in mind. Definitely feel like I should have done that other play instead. Here comes the Spondum to punish us. Oh my god, Dark Oratory. We did not need that. That made this game really hard really quick. Yeah, we went from having an easy run to going hard mode real quick. Not a fan. All of a sudden we are in a pretty poor position. That thing has 10 attack, and I'm at 23. He is showing 22 on board. So we're going to cut this down. Go down to 10. So it takes 10 damage off the board. Drawing a troop. The reason why I attacked that troop is I wanted nothing left on the field if he were to send those into me this turn. I wanted to be able to just let them attack and die. Plays probably the scariest thing I've ever seen, which is this. Talk about a power play. Dark Apostle doing the work here. I had to throw the taunt. This play is sick, man. Or the emote, rather. I wouldn't call it a taunt. Yeah. Good play on his part. That Oratory really screwed us up, but win some, lose some. At 5, definitely not coming back into this game. Had to see what I wanted to draw instead. Looking over my hands one more time, but do not believe this is going anywhere quick. So we're going to resign. That was my game 2. We'll be moving on to game 3. Alright, in the game 3, gonna pitch these and draw 2 cards that are not really what I'm looking for. Nor is this matchup. Gilliman. Sentry just like hard counters this deck, doesn't it? I have to just make a troop big enough that I can attack twice with it. Ugh, this feels like such a dreadful matchup. Maybe I should have swapped to my 3rd deck for this list. Yeah. Gilliman just feels like... it feels bad. Not only can he apply pressure and remove your life total to a point to where you don't want to use Living Icon anymore, just it's going to be really hard to kill him with all the sentry triggers, so we'll have to see what we can muster. Definitely being the strongest showing of this tournament. Guilliman made its impact. And I imagine the meta itself is very much like this as well. Just strong. Guilliman is just a strong boy. Gonna dump the living icon here. Give myself +1 attack. And I am gonna take the 4 to get this off the field. I just don't want to deal with that. Reduction on the initiate. Probably the worst reduction we could have gotten. But is what it is. It's fine. Another pretty large troop I'm going to have to find a way to deal with. Light cover. What I think is the best defense card. Pretty good. So let's see how this pans out. We're already at like a pretty bad position. Next turn we take 5, 6, 7. Go down to 22. And we're on like a 3-turn clock. And we're on 5E without a metamorph in our hand. Feels bad, man. I need to be digging for that. So we do draw the bore through. That's good news. And when I said earlier in game 2 I thought I made a misplay, I definitely made a misplay in this game. He burns the poison supplies here, both of them. So that's his entire turn. Spear McCrag, okay. So vehicles Guilliman deck, noted. I definitely should have just bore through this troop, but I did not. I saved the bore through thinking the next vehicle that came out with armor was going to be worse. I definitely should have just removed this with bore through, I think. So, a little bit of a mess up for me. We're going to deploy something here. Whether it be the enhancement or the trooper. Looks like it's going to be the trooper. Going to spend some resources here. Drop out the icon word bearer, the neophyte bearer, icon warder. Wait, what is it? Neophyte? It's neophyte icon ward, I believe. Jeez, what a mispronunciation. Icon bearer, yeah. Neophyte icon bearer. Okay, there we go. I got it. I found it out. We also found a way through this card. Keeping this 5-3 alive, hopefully to dish out some more damage with this. Gonna gather up some of these initiates in our hand too. If we can draw the metamorph leader or a neophyte leader off the top, we'll be fine. We just have to do it soon, because he's going to get to the point where he's going to have more than we can deal with. This card's pretty obnoxious. Just glad he can't trigger that twice. We do draw the metamorph leader. Alright, so what's the play here? It has to be that, right? I want to spend the bore through, but surely. Let's see, bore would put it at 4, so it'd take 4 damage. It would go down to 1, and then I could pick it off with any troop. We're going to pick it off with this troop. So again, to me, this looks like a misplay. Trading my entire board for this. Just doesn't feel good. Take one more turn setting up since he has nothing on board. Draw a troop. I don't know. I was kind of shook by the matchup, I think. I think it really put me in a bad head state to where I felt like I didn't have many outs. And I was pretty worried about it going through. I was definitely mentally rolled, as they would say. I head gamed myself going into this matchup and seeing Guilliman, so should have been expected. Should have ran more Guilliman counters, I guess. 2 of my decks did not. 1 of my decks did, but I did not get paired against his Guilliman. I got paired against his Abaddon to start with. I figured everyone would lead Guilliman, including him. So I was able to see his list prior to the tournament, so I knew he had it. I just assumed he would lead with it, which he did not. Avenging Zeal going to put us in real bad moments. Notice right here. Yep. To 16 life with us. This trooper looking pretty bad. Gonna spend the bore through now. Pick this off. Draw one more troop turn, and then the next turn, I guess, is our combo turn where we have to go. Looks like it. Get an enhancement, see if we need it. We have one piece of flank in our hand. Lion weight's good, but I don't know if we're going to be able to find space to use it. Author of the Codex comes out. Angels of Death. Alright, we might get another turn. Going down to 12 on this attack. Overdraw, that's fine though. Metamorph Leader. Going to play out these initiates first. Now I believe I'm going to summon the cult, maybe? Give something flank. Okay. Yep, we're going to attack with this, then Lion Weight. Yeah, that looks like the play I think I had, too. This allows me to rebuff everything next turn. I'm pretty sure all he has to do here is Sentry up, and then we are absolutely screwed. Because we were at too low of a life total to work with. If only GSC had some healing of some sort, or some better Vanguard units. There it is. Sentry up. Me knowing the look of hard disappointment on my face. But, well played to him. Definitely deserved it. He's a great player. Definitely overshadows me, so I do not even come close to the table when I think of the Ecclesiarch and how he plays. Drawing the second leader, just for shine. Might as well have some fun with this. Just play it out. Summon the cult. Alright. Do draw the Neophyte Troopers, but I don't think they're going to help here. We would need them to be absolutely huge and last 2 turns, which they will not. So, yeah, this game is what it is. But I had fun, regardless. This was a very fun and interesting experience. Just going to throw our troops out, emote. And wrap this one up, I suppose. I hope you guys enjoyed the tournament coverage. If anything happens like this again that I'm invited to or are participating in, you will probably see more coverage like this. But yeah, I had fun, and thank you guys for tuning in. It's been a wild one, and I will see you guys tomorrow.
The brickwork on this place is a shit show. Now who's this scrawny puke?
I'm 1.5 feet taller than you, but whatever.
What was that?
I said I can't hear you from down there.
Speak up, boy! I can't hear you from up there!